What's going on, people? This is your boy Market Omega back at it again this Friday with another weekly recap. I'll be going over standout trades from this week, so without further ado, let's jump right in. All right, guys. So, man, this week has been pretty good. One word: momentum. All right. So we're starting to see some momentum. Towards the later part of the week, we started to see momentum come back into small caps. Now, that said, I'm not gonna hold my breath. Okay, I'm not gonna just like hold my breath and say this is it. This is the start of the momentum bull run. I'm not gonna do that. But if the momentum that we saw today is any indication of things that might what it is to come, then we could have a wonderful December. Okay, so I'm just holding out hope, man. Hopefully, today wasn't just a fluke, and this is like the beginning of consistent momentum in the small cap market because we've been starving for the last month. Okay, for about a month now, we've kind of, it's been kind of slow and choppy, and you might get one or two runners in about 3 days, and then that's about it. But today was great. But before I go into today, let me start with the SPY. So as you can see, the market broke out. Like I've been saying, the last few months, the SPY is going to break all-time highs, regardless of who becomes president. It doesn't really matter. We're still going to go up. Now, obviously, President-elect Biden, he's is probably going to take office in January. So, you guys know that a lot of the fiscal policies of the Democrats is usually spend, and government intervention and a lot of stuff. So we could see, and also like Jerome Powell, right? He favors more money printing. So usually when there's a period of, sort of like a quantitative easing, the stock market tends to do well. Right, it's just more money in the market. Interest rates are lower for longer, so people can spend more money. The banks can lend more money, and people borrow money at a ridiculously low interest rate, and then just go buy stocks or buy houses or whatever. So, I think the market, we've already broken all-time highs, as you can see. Let me take this thing out right here. As you can see, this is just basically a retrace of the breakout area right there. This is a nice, perfect setup, and I'm still holding my calls. Probably exit my calls by next week just to see, how well it is, or how in the money I am. If not, then I just roll it over to December. Whatever. But either way, I like how this is forming. A retest of the breakout, a pop back up, another pullback. I think next week we continue higher, break this level right here, and it's off to the races. Possibly at 380s before end of year. Okay, so that's that for the SPY. Now, just to go over some of the trades that we had this week. So let me see here. Okay, so the first trade I'll talk about is ATHE, right? So ATHE, I think that was on. Let me go back. Let's do intraday. So ATHE, that was on the 16th, right? So let's do this. So, I basically stopped out on this one. I lost some money. It was just kind of choppy, like literally it was just choppy and pop up and chop, and, stop me out. Going into pre-market, it kind of looked like this thing had a lot of momentum, and it was forming this nice rounding bottom right here. So I'm thinking, okay, I got long right here, and I'm thinking this thing could like rip to pre-market highs. That was literally what I was thinking, right? Sell off, consolidate, higher lows, rip to pre-market highs, but basically popped up a little bit, chopped around, and then whack. And it just couldn't get going. It just kind of traded in this range right here. It just couldn't get going, and so that was that. And the tape was like really weird as well. Now, I did take a trade on CBAT. So CBAT was it was a little cleaner. So where was CBAT has been running the last few days. CBAT, Solo, they've just been going crazy. And there's a lot of these EV names have just been going nuts, right? So CBAT, initially I wasn't watching CBAT at all. Like I wasn't watching it, but for some reason I turned my head, right? Like I was trying to talk to somebody, and then I turned my head and I looked at the chart, and it just this pattern just happened to pop out right there. So if you take a look right here, it's like nice double bottom right there with a high and low. If you look at this, it was perfect. I mean, it just stood out to me. It was just beautiful, beautiful. The volume was there, right? Nice little pattern right there. So I got long, and basically, same thing that I always do, just scale out on the move up there. And it was beautiful. It's just it was no headaches. It wasn't choppy. It wasn't pop and drop. It just went. And that's the thing. Like I like to see setups that resolve almost instantly. That's kind of how you're in a good trade, right? I mean, you get in, it's like an instant resolution. You don't want to see it kind of chop around and drop and pop, kind of like with FPRX last week. It was just nonsense. But this was just beautiful. So I got this trade right there. Made a nice decent profit on there. So obviously this thing broke pre-market highs and just left. It literally just went ape shit. And I could have taken this also, but I just wasn't paying attention to it. But look, it was a nice pattern right there. So if you take a look, you look at this right there. Okay. So this is a nice cup and handle formation. Okay. This is a nice cup, a nice handle. You could have bought this breakout right there and just rolled it all the way up. So this was beautiful. I just didn't see it. Obviously, if I was watching the stock closely, I would have taken this freaking trade and made some decent profit. But the liquidity was there, the setup was there, but and in a nice sector as well. But I just missed this. Anyway, now Solo. So Solo was another name that's been going crazy. Okay, Solo has. This name is it's been on a tear. I actually traded this on Tuesday, which was the 17th. And I'll talk about the trade from today when I start talking about today's trades. But this was pretty good, man. I was actually on the mic when this formed, so I was talking on the mic, and I saw this. It was forming a nice little pattern right there, and I got long right here. I think I got long like the 70s, either the low 70s or the mid 70s, somewhere around there. So if you take a look right there, you can see it's a nice little inverse head and shoulders pattern right there. I was actually on the mic when I got this trade. So left shoulder, head, right shoulder, neckline. Boom, got long. I knew that there was going to be resistance around this area. So I took some profit on closer to this area because I knew there was going to be resistance. But I took a partial profit, but I actually was hoping this thing would break sevens and just probably rip to like the 715, 720. But that didn't happen. So it just basically went up. I took the profit. It came, chopped around, and then just stopped out break even. But this is a nice pattern, though. It was pretty good. Now, DNK. So DNK was on Wednesday. Man, DNK was just a headache. It was a headache, man. Oh, good God. So this stock had, it just had, I don't know if this was a high IO stock, but the float, it wasn't a low float per se, right? It wasn't like the typical low float stock, but I think there was a high institutional ownership in it. I have to check, but anyway, I think I got long somewhere around here. Got chopped out, got long right here. So I got chopped out somewhere around there, right? Towards the open. I forgot where I got in, but I got long right there, and then it chopped me out. It acted like it was gonna go up, and then retraced the move, and then fell down, fell. And it's like throughout the day, right? It looks like somebody was trying to unload a lot of size. So every pop was getting sold into. Every single pop, pop, sell, pop, sell, pop, sell, chop, 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 up and down, up and down. Pretty much like it'll pop up 10, 15 cents, and then a huge iceberg order will push it right back down. So I don't like stocks like they do this. Okay, you don't want to see this chop. I hate trading these type of stocks. I like stocks that basically have a nice setup, nice trend. If it's breaking out, breaks out cleanly. If it's breaking down, break down cleanly. You don't want to see this kind of nonsense. Okay, so I got chopped out a few times, but I got this pattern right here. It's a high, low, ABCD setup. Boom, got long right there on this break, and then I scaled out on this move. So I made back a little bit of what I lost right there, but I was still kind of red on the name, right? But the best trade happened towards the close. So I was watching this, right, and my thought process was basically, the insiders or market makers or whomever, they were trying to, like every pop was getting sold into, right? Every pop was getting sold into, and then but every dip was getting bought up. So it'll get sold into, it'll dip, it'll get bought up, right? So it's just kind of range. Now I figured that towards the end of power hour or before the close, they were going to pick a direction. So they're either gonna just lift the offer and let this thing run, or just lift clear the bid and just let this thing tank. But either way, it was going to make go a certain direction. So, and me being long biased, I was just looking for it on the long side, and I was just I kept watching it, and then right around here I saw this clean, nice pattern right there. Okay. So you see that it's a nice higher low, higher low, higher low, holding along this channel right there, right? Pop, fall, pop. So I kept testing this breakout area. Okay, tested it like 2 or 3 times, and then on this area right here, this is where I got long. Got long right there, the breakout, and then I sold into the push. So this was pretty clean though. I like this. Well, not the whole day, but like it was a nice breakout. Okay, so this was clean. Ideally you want to see the breakout like resolve. You don't want it to like break out and then chop around and then drop and then come back. Like it's just a headache. So this thing, they decided to lift the offer, and then this thing just ripped towards the end of the day. Okay, so now today. So let's talk about today. Okay, Friday. Coming into today, honestly, I didn't have high hopes for today. I was thinking, Fridays, statistically, I don't make most of my money on Fridays, right? And a lot of time, Fridays is really, sometimes there's not a lot of volume because the traders, have left. They've kind of, they've gone for the weekend or, whatever. So there's really not a lot of volume, right? Or sometimes they just trade the first hour and then they leave. So I didn't have high hopes for Friday. I was just like, well, if I make a little bit of money, I can just call it a day here and just run some errands. But today had a whole different plan for me. So starting the day, we had AYRO. We had AYRO. We had KXIN, Solo. I was watching FTSI. So let me take this off, right? Let's see. Right there. Crap. Right there. All right. So I was watching this Solo, right? So Solo, I was watching Solo. I was watching FTSI, and then I was watching SUNW as well. Okay. So basically, I traded I traded a few names. I traded AYRO, KXIN, Solo, and I missed SUNW. But this trade, was pretty clean. So I think I got long right. Let me see if I can move this thing down a little bit. So I think I got long somewhere around here, right? Uh, Gosh, I can't even remember exactly. So this was a nice. It was a bull flag, right? When this thing was chopping up like this, right? It was chopping up. I actually missed the initial opening drive, right? Because I wanted to get it on the open. I mean, this thing I pulled back all the way, from the A40s down to 7.4, so over a point. So I wanted to get it on the opening drive, but I don't think I took that trade. But I saw this consolidating right here. So it's kind of chopping up and down, and this looked like a nice little flag. So I got in right there, and then I rode it, scaled out. So that's the trade I took, and then I also took a trade right here. So this was a nice descending wedge, as you can see. So this one right here, it was this was pretty clean. Nice breakout, got long, scaled out. This is pretty clean right there. Okay. Now, I mean, there are a lot of guys that said that this stock had they had dilution somewhere in their the filing. Okay, so my thing is this, right? With these SEC filings and stuff, right? It's good for you to know those things, right? It's like great fundamental. Fundamental analysis is great. I mean, you want to know where the stock has dilution, or where they have warrants, or if they could potentially raise, right? It's good to know, but I think this stock had like warrants or something like that, and a lot of people were going to be shorting this name, thinking, okay, they have warrants or they have a shelf. This thing is going to go down, blah blah blah. They're going to short it, and this thing rips. Traps the shorts, rips. So one thing with like warrants, I mean, it's good to know where those potential price warrants are going to be converted, right? But if the stock has a lot of volume, what could happen is, I mean, say for instance there's a warrant at 875, right? And the stock goes up, breaks that 875. If there's a lot of volume, it could absorb those shares, right? Maybe it'll tank for a little bit, right? Maybe even get halted, and then rip right back up. So me personally, I pay most attention to price action more than anything. Okay, so it's good to know those things, have it have it in your back pocket, but don't live and die by it. Okay, so that was AYRO. So KXIN, man, KXIN was a beauty. It was awesome. I love KXIN. So I basically got long KXIN a few times, but the main area that I got long was right here. So if you see, this was a nice double bottom formation right there. Let me see if I go down to the 1 minute. Hopefully you can see it a lot better. So it's right there. Got long right there. Okay. Boom. Scaled out. Beautiful. I mean, that was just a beauty, man. Stress-free. Stress-free trade. I actually got in here as well. It's a nice little setup right there. Boom. Stress-free. And then the last trade that I took today, the last trade I took on this stock was right there. So if you can see, this was towards the close, man. This was a nice wedge formation right there. So I basically got long right there and got the pop. It was beautiful. Beautiful, easy trades, high volume, no chop, no algo central. Just go if you're going to go, rip if you're going to rip, tank if you're going to tank. Okay? Don't mess around. And this was just beautiful. I love this stock. All right. So that was that. And let's see, what other stock? I think. So Solo, I got Solo today, right? So Solo, let's see here. Solo, I got Solo right here. Okay, where's that? I took Solo right here. See this? It's a nice little double bottom right there, holding above moving averages. Boom, got long right there, made my money, and came in right there as well. It's beautiful. Okay, so that's this was phenomenal, right? This is a nice little breakout, volume poured in, and then it ripped. Okay. So the thing is, you kind of want to see volume in these, in this name, right? That's why I've been praying for momentum for the last, few weeks, right? You need volume, you need momentum, right? And then, if whether you're long or you're short, you want your trades to resolve. Without volume, it's going to be a lot harder to get your profit target. And also, if the stocks is chopping around, whether you're long or you're short, it's not good. You're not going to make enough money, right? If it's just chopping around. So glad we got some momentum today. I was surprised we got it today, being Friday. I was thinking that today's a wrap. Maybe come back Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, but we got it today. So I'm happy about that. So I didn't trade SUNW. I actually missed SUNW. SUNW it would have been great. I didn't have high hopes for this stock. I had it on my watch list, but I wasn't really paying attention to it. But so right here, right? So this stock right here, it's a nice little inverse head and shoulders. So with this, basically I had my alarm set on this area right here. I literally had my alarm set, right? And I set up my alarm, but then I ended up dropping my phone in another room. Okay. So I'm doing multiple things at once, right? So my alarm is set, my phone's in another room, I'm out somewhere, missed the trade, whatever. But this would have been nice, right? It's a nice little perfect inverse head and shoulders right there, right? Neckline, head, right, left shoulder, neck. I'm sorry, left shoulder, head, right shoulder, neckline. Boom, breakout, make your money. So that was good, man. That was a nice clean trade. I'm sure a lot of people were short in this stock, so it caught a lot of shorts with their pants down. That's why you got this crazy rip. So that's that, man. It's been a great Friday to end the week. Hopefully, this momentum carries over to pretty much the end of year. Hopefully, so that's what I'm hoping for, right? So, let's just see what happens next week, and we can have a wonderful rest of the month and a wonderful Christmas. All right, you guys have been great. It's been nice, putting together this video for you guys. Feel free to subscribe to madassmoney.com. The link is in the description below, guys. We usually have a lot of sales, so feel free to click on the link and subscribe. And once you're in the chat, look for Market Omega. Okay, I usually post my ideas in chat, and my inbox is always open, so you can feel free to send me a message in there. And also, you can follow me on Twitter at Market Omega. I usually post my ideas. I talk about everything from stocks to cryptocurrencies, sports, and just life in general. Okay, so subscribe to Mad As Money, link in the description below. And also subscribe to my YouTube, guys. Subscribe to my YouTube. Click on the subscribe button, turn on post notifications so you get notified every time I upload new videos for you guys, okay? You guys have been great. Have a wonderful weekend. Take care of yourself and your family, and I'll see you guys next week with another weekly recap. Take care.